In Utah, he will be a handful for Colorado.
Well, preseason all Pac-10, Pac-12 selection, excuse me, Tim, and he is in the top 5 in several different offensive categories in the Pac-12 standings.
Oh, Ben Carlson gives the ball to Marco Anthony, Stefanovic, and now Worcester. Utah works the ball around the perimeter, now getting it to the low block on the left side. Two big men battling, and the baby hook is good for Brandon Carlson to start the game, and the Utes with the first bucket.
Should be a pretty good matchup. Carlson at 7 foot, Lovering at 7'1". You can see the Buffaloes aren't going to send any double team or any help when Carlson catches it in the post.
Nick Clifford to De Silva.
Which is not the case when De Silva catches. They're going to double team, as you just saw.
Is Jalen Gabadon, who is cut off, and Utah with the basketball again.
Gabadon inserted into the lineup last week after Javon Hadley, their third leading scorer, leading rebounder, is out for the year with a broken finger.
Marco Anthony with the ball. Grad transfer from Utah State. Stefanovic back to Anthony. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Again, they work it low. They double, and Carlson can't connect that time, and it's Nick Clifford on the rebound.
Now that time Colorado did come double team because it was a little bit of a mismatch guarding Carlson then with Clifford on him.
Rebound there for Ben Carlson.
Look for both teams to push the tempo a little bit, but both teams have been having some trouble scoring this year. Both teams kind of hang their hat on defense and rebounding, but have had some real scoring droughts throughout the course of the season.
Quick skip pass to Stefanovic. He throws it cross court, and for a 7-footer to not be able to get it, you know, that was a high pass.
And that kind of leads to a scoring drought there. If you can't even get a shot up, both teams have done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. Utah with only 10 turnovers in their win against Cal. The Buffaloes with 13 turnovers last game. So both teams do a pretty good job of taking care of it.
KJ Simpson, the point guard for Colorado. Gets the ball to Gabadon. He finds a lane to the bucket. Never shot it off the glass, and a whistle along the baseline.
Gabadon right at the rim on that one, and I'm not even sure that caught any iron off that bank off the glass there, Tim.
Craig Smith, second season at Utah. He's done a marvelous job here. You think about what he's done in terms of conference play. Last year he had just 4 wins in Pac-12 play. This year he's more than doubled it with 9.
And they're picked 10th in the preseason poll and are sitting at 4th right now. So, yeah, he has done a terrific job coming down from Utah State, where he worked magic up there, 3 straight 20-win seasons.
Anthony drills one from the left elbow, and it's 4-0 Utah.
And that's really good news for Marco Anthony. He had really struggled from the field, as this whole team has in the last 3 games. Anthony only 5 for 22 in the last 3 games.
Well, Buffalo is still scoreless.
Well, not only scoreless, they've had a couple bad misses. They only shoot 40% when they're on the road. They've lost 5 straight road games, only 1-7 on the road this year. And coming off a great weekend at home where they really lit it up, shooting 53% on last Saturday.
Worcester for 3. It's not shy when it comes to shooting from the outside. 27% from the outside. Transferred from Utah State, and Craig Smith came over from the Aggies to the Utes.
Well, he's a big, strong point guard. He started every game last year with the exception of one. He and Coach Smith are of one mind almost, as he's the point guard and Smith as the coach.
KJ Simpson with the first bucket for Colorado. Simpson coming off a 21-point performance against Stanford on Sunday in Boulder. Anthony will try another rebound. Levering.
Simpson in that 21-point game, Tim, went 11 for 11 from the free throw line. That's the longest single game streak in the league this year.
Nice left hand by Clifford. 3-point difference early on. First 4 minutes of the first half gone by.
Colorado has won the last 3 games. They swept this series last year. A little bit of motivation for the Utes to kind of even the score up a little bit, so to speak.
An errant pass. Gabadon will chase it, but it'll go out of bounds, and Colorado will have it anyway. That'll take us to our first timeout. Just under 16 minutes remaining in the first half, as Colorado gets a little closer, just down 3.
Checking everybody out. It's a place to be right here. Thanks for having me at Sigma Chi. My oldest got 4 kids, and my oldest son is in his 4th year at Utah State. He's the president of Sigma Chi. Really excited about our program, where we're trying to go, what we're trying to do. We'd love to see you guys at games. Obviously, you guys truly impact winning. As the head coach, obviously I have a platform, and I've been doing this for a long time. And so relationships matter, connectivity matters. I say this to our team all the time. I want to build a great relationship with you, and likewise the other way around. So if there is anything I can do for Sigma Chi, right, or anything I can do for, maybe you have a specific club or organization that you're with, and don't hesitate to reach out. Guys, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate you letting me come in. Enjoy your guys' night tonight. And I'll be back soon, all right? Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. What does that mean? You guys are all doing that, right? Is that mean like you said, just the other game, those are sweet shades, man. That guy. I'm going to do that during the game tomorrow. Oh, we're going to basket.
Seven 7-4 Utah leading Colorado here in the early going. Welcome back courtside. Along with Joe Cravens, I'm Tim Everett. Happy you're watching Pac-12 basketball with us tonight. And we expect this game to be very competitive, but there have been some wild games already in the Pac-12 today.
Well, this has been upset city day for the Pac-12. This is a quad 1 game for both these teams. So that means each team has even more of an opportunity with a win here today, Tim.
USC losing to Oregon State. And Arizona, they in a bit of trouble today. They lose to Stanford in Palo Alto, 88-79. So UCLA now with a 2-game lead in the loss column over Arizona, and Oregon out to an early lead in that game. Tad Boyle in his 13th season. Speaking of Oregon, he and Dana Altman are the senior statesmen in the Pac-12, both with 13 years in the same station.
A great job Tad Boyle has done in his 13 years, the all-time winningest coach now for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Well, they have had 13 20-win seasons in Colorado history. Tad's had 9 of them.
In his 13 years, he has been to postseason 10 times, and maybe one of his best teams, the COVID team, that finished 25th in the AP poll, didn't get a chance to go.
Lovering working on him. Pass outside Wooster. Wooster driving with the left hand. 3 seconds on the timer. Never hit iron. And the Buffaloes running down the other way. Simpson hits the 3. A.J. Simpson.
Simpson, you've got, excuse me, Tim, they have to find him a little bit earlier in transition. The second leading scorer, as you said, coming off a 21-point game, his 7th 20-point game of the year. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's got one thing in mind. He's going to make a play.
Buffalo's now on a 7-0 run after Utah got the early lead. There's Carlson. He gets a 3, and he gives the Utes the lead right back, 10-7. That's Ben Carlson.
Ben Carlson's one of the guys who has not struggled to score or shoot it in on this U team, coming off a season-high 3 out of 4 from the three-point line. Not a big score, but you leave him wide open, he can knock it down.
Carlson whips it out to Anthony. Yeah, Ben Carlson, a transfer from Wisconsin, and he is one of 2 Utes to start every game. Raleigh Wooster the other.
Well, he has really fit in nicely with this team. That looked like about a 6'2" guard, kind of a runner there for big Carlson. He's kind of finding his stride offensively, so to speak. 11 points in their game on Saturday night. That was only his third double-figure game.
Offensive foul. A high screen set by Lawson Lovering. So the offensive foul results in a turnover, and Utah will have the ball. Checking in for the Utes will be Keba Keita.
Well, I'm not too sure Carlson wasn't throwing that up there for his other Carlson buddy to get that and dunk it in, but he didn't act like it. He ran back like he meant to make that go in. Both these teams have struggled offensively at times this year, and a lot of that has to do with both teams really hanging their hat on rebounding and defending.
Wilkins exact was in. He took the shot. Keita the second shot. Whistle out of bounds on the baseline.
Two of Utah's prize three freshmen in the game now with Keita and Will Exact, and you kind of get the feeling Coach Smith is kind of spoon feeding them minutes almost. Both of them 7 minutes in their last game, but both of them come with non-freshman looking bodies. They look like they're ready to play right now. Big, strong kids.
Opting for Exact. The foul as he was heading to the hoop. That'll be Jalen Gabadon's first. Ethan Wright, I beg your pardon. So we'll get him.
Will Exact with a couple double-figure games. Didn't score in their last game. Like I say, Tim, he only scored 7 points. Coach Smith is bringing his freshmen along, kind of, like I say, spoon-feeding them minutes, so to speak. Very high on both of those kids who are on the floor right now with those big, strong bodies.
Loose ball, and it's blocked from behind. Gabadon blocked it, knocked out of bounds by the Buffaloes. I think it hit the Silva. And so Utah will maintain possession.
I think a couple guys blocked that. Gabadon, the former defensive player of the year in the Ivy League, as he transferred from Yale, where he went to 2 NCAA tournaments with Yale.
Exact off the inbound, guarded by Wright. Anthony swings it over to Wooster. Wooster guarded by De Silva. Shot clock now under 5. Anthony dribbles with the right hand. He'll lay one up and in off the glass.
How about that with his offhand? And Anthony, as I said, has really struggled from the field in his last 3 games. One thing he doesn't struggle with is getting to the basket, getting it off the glass, and playing hard. A terrific rebounder for a 6'6" wing.
Julian Hammond in the guard, wearing number 1 for Colorado. There's a step back jumper, does not get the roll. O'Brien couldn't get the tip in.
Utah all over that rebound. 4 red shirts on the glass and nary a black shirt around.
Utah on a 7-0 run. Ben Carlson has 5 of those 7 himself. A foul in the middle of the floor.
Utah really having a hard time holding on to the ball right now. Where they've had the trouble shooting it in, they're having trouble with turnovers. Look at this great move by Anthony, a kid who is a triple transfer, played on the national championship team at Virginia, played on 2 NCAA tournament teams with Coach Smith up at Utah State, now leading this Utah team.
Colorado has not scored in more than 2.5 minutes. And Hammond trying to change it, and he does by lighting up a 3.
Jalen Hammond, a former Gatorade Player of the Year in 2021 from Cherry Creek High School. You'll see him and Simpson play a lot. Both of them point guards. Tad Boyle just feels like more guys can make plays off the dribble, the better off he is.
Keita on this slip beat the Colorado defense to the bucket.
And really a nice pass by Rollie Wooster there, the kid who leads the league in assist to turnover ratio, 3rd overall in assists.
The lob inside, De Silva couldn't finish.
De Silva has not got a really good look at the basket yet. A kid coming off 5 straight 20-point games.
Anthony, 3.
Marco Anthony only 5 of 22 in the last 3 games, and you wouldn't know it the way he's scoring tonight. He looks like he's shooting down at the rec center by himself tonight.
You know, some nights you just get that feel, right?
Some nights it just goes in.
And a foul on De Silva. Looked like Ben Carlson got him. And so that'll be foul on Ben Carlson, his first. But the Utah Utes have stormed out to a 9-point lead.
Let's hear one more time with the University of Utah Dance Team presented by Volkswagen.
Get your Super Bowl Sundays started in style with the biggest pregame party live from Arizona. Carissa and Gronk host musical performances by superstars Jason Derulo and the Black Keys. And the guys get you ready for the big game. The Super Bowl pregame show live, 1 Eastern on Fox. Big day tomorrow, Coach.
That's what they tell me. I kind of get the feeling of that. You're traveling all day tomorrow, aren't you?
No. Stationary by the time it comes.
By that time that comes on. Someone said, "Oh, am I going to a party?" I said, "I'll have the game on, and I'm sure I'll be asleep by the end of the first quarter, probably."
I'm going to wear you out here tonight.
Oh, I tell you, I still got a little juice left in me. A little ISO for De Silva there.
Swatted away by Branden Carlson.
Branden Carlson, one of the leading shot blockers in the league, third all-time here at Utah. And that end out of bounds was, as I said, a little ISO for
Hanging Jerry.
Big Branden Carlson threw that down like a fat kid on a seesaw. Holy mackerel.
21-10, lead up to 11. Largest of the game so far, the early goal.
Colorado just having a hard time making it go in here, and Utah probably the best defensive team in the league. Now Colorado's not too far behind them, and Branden Carlson, Lord, get the...
That's 178 career blocks now for Branden Carlson.
Get the potato salad, darling. It's a block party.
That's 2 blocks for Carlson. Boy, look at this.
Wow, he got a running start at that, and he almost put his elbows in the rim that time. Branden Carlson over 1,000 points now at Utah. This is his 104th game he's played in a Ute uniform.
Bryant missing the 3 and the rebound to the Utes. Utah right now, the last 4.5 minutes on a 14-3 run. That was following a 7-0 run by Colorado. Now Worcester. And traveling violation, lost the pivot.
That's the one thing that the Utes are not doing well. That's their 4th turnover, which is not awful. We're 10 minutes into it, a little bit more than what you'd want. Right now, they're all over Colorado on the glass. At that last timeout, 11-4. Both these teams are pretty good rebounding teams. Utah right now is having their way. KJ Simpson pretty quiet other than that three-pointer he hit in transition, and he must have heard me say that as he made a terrific completion there with his offhand.
He'll have a chance at a 3-point play. 82% free throw shooter. Fouls on Luka Tarlach. Will be his first.
Okay, 2 really good point guards here, Rollie Worcester and Simpson, but very, very different. Worcester, a kind of a strong, take care of the ball, get everyone where they're supposed to be. KJ Simpson, he is bringing it at you every opportunity he gets. He has shot 109 free throws this year, and that gives you a little bit indication how hard he is to guard.
Worcester to Anthony. And the handoff goes to Jackson Brenchler.
De Silva is yet to score.
That was unusual for Colorado. He's on the defensive side now, working on Anthony.
Silva coming off 5 straight 20-point scoring game where he was shooting 59% from the field, 61 from 3.
Still short, covering the rebound. Yeah, for De Silva, he's the first Buffalo to have 5 straight games of 20 or better since Josh Scott, who is still playing professionally in Japan.
Well, Scott had a heck of a career for Buffalo. So has De Silva.
Lovering keeps the possession alive for Colorado.
2 straight rebounds for Lovering. 7'1" Buffalo from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
7-footers in the post. Lovering had his shot redirected.
Really great defense by Carlson there. A big part of post defense. Just stay down and make the guy try to score over you.
Wooster with a nice play, using the body to create some space.
Well, Wooster is no shrinking violet when it comes to physical contact. 6'4", 203 pounds, outstanding high school quarterback in Missoula, Montana at Hellgate High School.
Javon Ruffin off the bench with his first basket. Ruffin out of New Orleans, originally freshman.
That really nice curl by Ruffin, and when a guy curls to a basket like that, that usually means the defender is too close to him, and he just simply takes that screen and curls you right to the basket. That's a pretty intellectual play by Ruffin.
Hook shot put down by Brandon Carlson.
Carlson's having a heck of a night, coming off his 3rd double-double of the season, where he didn't shoot it real well. He had 13 rebounds, though.
Nathan Wright for 2 for the Buffs.
Coach Smith can't be too happy. The Buffs' last 2 baskets have come right at the rim. After they got off to that great start defensively, they've given up back-to-back easy ones.
Carlson has his pocket picked by KJ Simpson. Threads the needle to right. Reverse lay-in is good.
And what a nice pass by Simpson. A great steal. And then, boy, he put that pass through a crack in the door for Wright, who ran the floor like a scalded dog. Right now, Colorado on a little bit of run, trying to even things up with the Utes.
7:15 to go here in half number 1. It's a 6-point game. Utes in front. Utes 25, the Buffaloes 19 inside the Huntsman Center here in Salt Lake City. A wild day in the Pac-12 so far. Oregon State, Wayne Tinkle's team knocking off USC 61-58. Stanford at home beats Arizona, fourth-ranked team, and they come up with an 88-79 win at Naples Pavilion. In overtime in Berkeley, Arizona State a winner. So Arizona State has now won 2 in a row after coming from 13 down against Stanford on Thursday.
Well, the first 3 scores all have to be considered upsets, Tim. That's a heck of a start for the Pac-12 in Saturday afternoon.
Well, with USC losing, this becomes even a bigger game for Utah.
No question. Both these teams can use a lot of help on that NCAA resume, especially Utah right now with only 1 quad win in that column. That's the least amount of the top 8 teams in the entire league.
Stefanovic for 3.
Well, Stefanovic has fit in very nicely, taking Gabe Madsen, the second leading scorer's place in that starting lineup, as Madsen is out for at least another couple of weeks, probably the second leading scorer and leading 3-point shooter for the Utes.
Utes with the ball again after the miss from KJ Simpson.
Well, Simpson was wide open there, too. Had his feet set, really nice release, and just couldn't make it go in.
Keita, turnaround baby hook is good.
Well, a nice move for the freshman. He just seems to get better each and every time out. He's one of those kids that one time he makes a great move, and the next time he looks like a freshman boy. He looks like $1 million on that one.
There's a big rainbow 3 from Luke O'Brien.
What about Luke O'Brien coming off a career and season high 3 of 3, made 3-point shots, and they beat Stanford last night. He's a big old kid. I tell you, I walked by him. I had no idea how thick he was to the shoulder.
He's big body.
If he was a little bit more defined, he'd look just like you through the shoulders, I think, Jim.
I hear that all the time. Stefanovic now, 5 seconds on the timer, guarded by O'Brien. Pulls up, long 3, no good. He and O'Brien get tangled up back behind the play. A scrum. Ruffin and Keita, and they held ball. Possession arrow favoring Colorado.
Well, great hustle by those two. Just going parallel to the floor to try to get that possession. Stefanovic, who has been hotter than a cheap pistol from the 3-point line last weekend, leading these Utes, and what a great move by the big freshman, Keita.
KJ Simpson, the leading scorer so far for the Buffaloes with 8. And De Silva still not in the scoring column yet.
Really has not got a lot of opportunities. The best shot he had all night, Carlson came over and threw it in about the 3rd row.
And he's in it now.
What a great jump shot.
Some mid-range jumper.
You know, I'm a little bit of a jump shot snob coming from Indiana, and his jump shot is as sweet as church music. Boy, he's got a great finish, great lift on that shot. Really a pretty jumper.
When you look at the defense coach for Colorado, they are switching everybody 1 through 5. Everybody's going to guard everybody at some point tonight.
That's kind of the new wave in college basketball, and that's due to so many ball screens being set now at the half court.
Gavidon right in the shooter's face, and now Colorado on the run.
That's Simpson here. As I said, when he catches it in that full court situation, he's got one thing on his mind, and he just showed you what he has on his mind. That's getting it to the rack and making it go through.
Foul will be on Stefanovic, his first.
Great finish. They're not going to count it, but boy, right up through the fellow sophomore's chin there. Both those kids were on the all-rookie team last year for the Pac-12. They are blossoming superstars, I think, in this league. They've got 2 more years after this, and they'll be all Pac-12 players before their careers over.
Gavidon. Loose ball taken by Utah. Stefanovic with it.
Great ball movement, great reversal there by Colorado, and Gavidon knew what he needed to do off that reversal. That's 2 he's had right at the rim and has just not been able to complete. Big Brandon Carlson getting a lot of rest due to the big freshman playing so well, Keita.
Zach to Stefanovic. Again, the shot clock under 5. Stefanovic outside. Carlson front-runded. And loose ball taken by Anthony. The running Ute still with it. Stefanovic turns into one. He's fouled. by KJ Simpson. This will be 3 shots.
Number 2, KJ Simpson, his first 15 for the Buffaloes.
3:45 to go in the half. The running Utes out in front by 6.
So let's get started. Let's start the timer and let's get started with the layup. All right, $50. That was easy. Here goes the free throw. All right, $150. Let's win it. All right, we're short, but now you can double your money. Oh, wait. Oh, you still got time, actually. You got 10 more seconds.
Okay.
Okay. 16-9 on the boards already. You see that?
I saw that.
Late in the first half, Utah 30, Colorado 24. And a big reason, Joe, that the Utes have pulled out to a 6-point lead, the 3-point shot.
How about 4 for 7, 57% by 4 different players. Great ball movement. Carlson from 3, the other Carlson from 3, Anthony for 3, and Stepanovic just for good measure the 4th 3. All of those, old Tim, came off a great ball movement and great unselfish play. 9 assists so far on 13 baskets for the Utes.
Utah will have Lazar Stepanovic at the free throw line. Pretty good free throw shooter, 88%.
I guess. Right? I would call that pretty good. He leads the team in that, and like I say, he has really been playing well. Last weekend had a great weekend, taking the place in the lineup for Gabe Madsen, who was out for a while with a lower leg injury.
Stepanovic out of Belgrade in Serbia.
You don't think he's just a little confident, do you? He's shooting almost like he's just rolling out of bed. Oh, all 3 of those barely touched the rim.
It's like the arena was empty.
It was what it looked like. Interesting matchup now. We've got him on KJ Simpson playing without a pure point guard. We were talking about switching a while ago, Tim, and I think that's just became almost a way in college basketball because so many ball screens are set. You can't hardly defend that many ball screens without switching it, but now people switch the handoffs. Oh, another turnover by Utah, which they're doing everything pretty good except that. That's 6 turnovers for the Utes now.
Will Exact stepping on the line. Craig Smith doesn't like it too much. Tell you what, though, you look at the 14 games they played so far in the Pac-12. This is their best start after 14 games since the 2015-2016 season. 9-5 in conference play, 16-9 overall. Schedule not really easy on the way out here, though. At Arizona State. Then they've got UCLA, USC, and then they'll finish at Colorado. And a big lead for Exact.
5 made threes by 5 different Utes now. You talk about Utah's tough schedule, but it's a great opportunity for them. They only have one quad win coming into this game. That gives them all kinds of opportunities to add to that NCAA resume.
Nate Clifford getting 2 more for Colorado. Looking at an 8-point game.
Clifford coming off an 8-point game, and they're thrashing the Stanford 84-62.
That game was tied at halftime. 39.
Well, the Buffaloes came out and scored the 16 first points in the second half, and it was over after that.
Carlson missed everything that time, and it's a foul call. That'll be on Ben Carlson as he got KJ Simpson.
Watch Nick Clifford here just blowing the freshman off and getting right to the basket. Clifford averages about 6 points, 3.5 rebounds. They could use him to up all those a little bit with Javon Hadley out of the lineup.
36-28, just about 2 minutes to go. First half. Gavidon with it off to Simpson. Guarded by Wooster. Here's Hammond. O'Brien looking to get it back to Simpson.
Good patience by the Buffs there. Simpson, a pretty good look.
Utah so far winning the battle on the boards this half. It's 17-9 for Colorado.
Colorado's number 2 in the league in rebound margin at +5. Utah number 5 right behind them at +4. Utah's kind of spanking the Buffaloes right now.
KJ Simpson commits his second foul. Tad Boyle will get him out of the game. And coming in to replace him is Wright. Also taking a seat, Ben Carlson for Utah. And checking in for the Utes, Boston Holt.
Holt is a very, very athletic wing player. Hasn't got quite the playing time. I know he would like a junior college transfer from Coffeyville, but for not for this part of the country. Portland, very, very athletic, very skilled when he gets a chance.
Anthony looking to create some room, bumps against O'Brien. Gavidon, and traffic comes up with the basketball.
Gavidon, one of 2 Ivy League transfers on this team.
See a foul. Stop the clock with 1:08 to go.
Utah, where they have done a pretty good job of guarding the Buffs, they have given up way too much dribble penetration. To suit Coach Smith, I'm sure. A good strong move by Julian Howard. I talked about the former Colorado Gatorade Player of the Year in 2021. I thought this was pretty good. He won the Gatorade Player of the Year in 21. Nick Clifford won it in 20, and the outstanding sports information director, Troy Andre, told me that's just 2 of the 3 former Gatorade Players of the Year, that Tad Boyle was a former Gatorade Player of the Year.
How about that?
I myself used to drink a lot of Gatorade. That was about as close as I got to that.
The electrolytes good to you?
Well, now I add a shot of vodka to it, so it's awful good.
That's it. As Brendan Carlson, he's not shy about shooting the 3. He's got 32 makes from out there, which is the most for any major college conference player that plays center.
Well, he hadn't shot it for a bit. Only 3 of his last 17 coming into this game, but he's got the greenest of lights from Coach Smith.
So as Hammond went to the bucket, he was fouled.
Once again, dribble penetration seems to be the Achilles heel for the Utes right now. That's twice Boston Holt's got beaten off the dribble since he's been in, and that's tough when you don't get a lot of playing time. You come in, you get whistled by two quick fouls. Holt has only played a little bit last year. He went out with a knee injury, but again, one of the most athletic guys on this Utah team. But he's having an awful hard time staying in front of Julian Hammond.
Hammond knocks it down. We saw De Silva check out. Nick Clifford back in. Utah hasn't scored in over 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They're 1 for the last 8 down the floor. It's a 4-point lead. 22 seconds left in the half.
This is a big possession for Utah. This is a momentum possession, I call it. If they can score and feel good about things going into the half, they go in with some momentum, which they did. I didn't expect the big 7-footer to shoot a pull-up, but he did.
16 feet. This will be the last shot. Gavidon can't make it go. And the halftime score will be 38-32. So Utah just a little bit over their first half average of 32 points in a game. So Colorado back to the locker room to talk it over as the running Utes of Utah come out and pick up a 6-point lead for the first 20 minutes of basketball. This is Pac-12 basketball in FS1. Utah 38. Colorado, which is actually better than the average that Utah allows this year, 38% overall, which is 6th in the NCAA. Now they've gone up to 6th in defensive field goal percentage this year. Last year, they were lost in the woods. They were down in the hundreds. Tristan Da Silva not in the scoring column very often. Only 2 points tonight. He's been averaging more than 23 a game over his last 5. He's looking for a big second half.
Well, 1 for 5. He hadn't attempted a three-point shot yet, and only 1 rebound. He has been almost non-existent. And remember, he had a couple at the rim that big Brandon Carlson took care of too when he came across the lane and blocked him. But boy, very quiet half for Da Silva.
Utah with the possession to start half number 2. Brandon Carlson, hand up to Stefanovic. He's picked up by Gavidan defensively. An errant pass out of bounds. Greg Smith.
Nice catch by Coach Smith. He must have, Stefanovic must have thought he had his feet set ready to shoot, but the Utes start the second half the way they started the first half. They turned it over the very first possession of the game. And remember, Colorado came storming out of the locker room last Saturday night against Stanford and scored 16 straight. The Utes better be mindful.
So Silva thought about it, gave it back to Nate Clifford. Clifford getting closer to the bucket. Stefanovic picked him up. Turnaround jump shot is no good. And Anthony the rebound. Well, Craig Smith and Tad Boyle go back a ways. They got to know each other first when Craig was the director of basketball operations at Colorado State. And Tad was the head coach at Northern Colorado. And they were playing each other, and so had to have some conversation. But they've known each other since those days.
Tad his 13th year as the coach at Colorado, the winningest coach in history there, and Craig Smith his 2nd year here for the running Utes.
KJ Simpson dribbling through traffic. He's in the land of the Giants, but he can't connect. Carlson the rebound.
Carlson having a pretty good night on the glass. That's his 5th rebound. 5 points, 5 rebounds now for the big preseason Pac-12 selection. 2nd team all year, last year.
And Utah still without one of their weapons, Gabe Madsen. He had a high ankle issue, leg injury, 2 minutes into the Oregon game. Initial diagnosis 4 to 6 weeks, but he is on the mend right now, and there is a possibility he could come back before the end of the season.
No, they were talking about 3 or 4 weeks when he went down. Now they're talking about maybe just a couple more. They sorely miss him. He's their 2nd leading scorer, leading 3-point shooter, really stretched the defense. A nice completion there by Lawson Lovering, the big sophomore from Cheyenne, and a very nice pass.
It's the first field goal in over 5 minutes for Colorado. Makes it a 4-point game.
As I said at halftime, you kind of felt like Utah has been in control, but here is a 4-point game. Only 6 down at halftime, where the Buffaloes kind of hanging in there.
4 seconds to shoot. Overshot and able to put the stick back in over the defender, Brandon Carlson. And he's fouled. He'll have a chance from the line.
Now remember, he's going over a guy that is 7'1" there. Give you a little bit of a feel for how long Brandon Carlson is. Not only 7 foot, but he's got arms from here to Hoboken. He is a long 7 foot.
So Bryant comes in, Lovering goes out. He'll sit down now with 3 fouls.
And this gives Colorado a different look. O'Brien is big and strong, can really shoot it in from the 3-point line. 3 made threes last game. Utah's coming out with a little 2-3 zone, give the Buffaloes a little bit different look.
De Silva did not complete the baby hook, but there's O'Brien to finish.
And that is the Achilles heel of going. I love that move by Craig Smith going to that 2-3, but you don't have the same rebound responsibilities, block-out responsibilities, and that was what got the Buffs that last basket.
Buffalo basketball after the ball knocked out of bounds.
Here's De Silva up over Carlson, and again in that zone, O'Brien slipping in for an offensive rebound. O'Brien leads the Buffaloes in rebounding in conference play, and you know why? Boy, he's big, strong, and really has a nose for the ball.
Riley Wooster got a piece of KJ Simpson, so Wooster will pick up the personal foul. The locals don't like that call very much, as you can hear.
I guess you could say that. Wooster with 3 turnovers now. Utah with 7, 6 in the first half.
O'Brien lines up a 3. And Wooster with the rebound, so it worked out for Utah.
Yes, I didn't think O'Brien was really set on that shot. A good shooter. I think he had a chance to get his feet set a little bit more. He missed that one way wide to his right.
They tried to double him, but there's another two-handed flush by Brandon Carlson. He just stepped through that double team and had nothing but air between him and the basket.
I'm telling you, when he has a free lane to the basket there, he shows you who's the tallest hog at the trough. When he has a free run there, mercy, he gets there in a hurry.
Traveling violation. So Carlson now with 11 points, Joe. That's 16 straight games in double figures for him.
Well, he's had just a terrific career, 1,000 point. This is his 104th game, 98 straight starts. He's in the top 10 in 5 different categories in the league, and I don't see any way they can't vote him to the first team all Pac-12.
Ben Carlson guarded by Simpson. Stefanovic.
Ben Carlson has had a very solid game tonight so far.
Pass underneath. And a good look by Carlson to get it to Anthony for 2.
Marco Anthony is just sawmill strong when he gets it around the basket there. One of the best rebounders for 6'6" in the entire league. He had 12 rebounds against the Buffaloes last year, 10 of them offensive rebounds.
Finger roll by Clifford, no good. Ben Carlson on the rebound. Utah 3 for 3 last 3 times down the floor.
Buffaloes have had a couple right at the rim and not been able to cash in.
Carlson pumps the pass inside the key to Carlson, to Ben Carlson. And a foul was whistled.
Couple really nice passes by the big 7-footer Carlson, and Anthony sawmill strong as the Utes build this lead in the second half.
Utah up 9 at the timeout. One thing that Craig Smith's team was concerned with in terms of Colorado and defending the Buffaloes, and it seems to be working out pretty well, is disrupting and defending not only the ball screens, but flare screens too.
Well, a ball screen is exactly what it sounds like. It's a screen for the guy who has the ball in his hands. A flare screen is usually once a guy passes it, he then receives a screen from a guy on the wing, and that guy's backside is toward the sideline. Then they counterflow it back to that guy, usually for a jump shot.
A switch for Carlson. 13 points for Branden Carlson, who averages 16.5 a game, so he's working his way toward that. Now De Silva for 3, misses. And it has not been the night for Tristan De Silva so far.
De Silva just hasn't had any rhythm tonight. He just looks like he's on the outside looking in all night, and why Branden Carlson has got all kinds of rhythm and playing with great confidence offensively.
He's doubled. Flips it over to the right corner for Ben Carlson.
And a great pass for Branden Carlson out of that double team. He's so hard to keep from passing out of that because of his length, and he can turn and look over the double team across the floor and made a terrific pass to his buddy Ben Carlson.
Now Hammond, he misses the 3. As well as Colorado shot the 3 against Stanford, it's been going the opposite way so far in the second half here tonight against Utah.
Well, they shot it well all night, 53%, 47% from the 3-point line, and scored the first 16 points of the second half. Utah doing an awful good job of guarding so far.
Steele, Gavadon's got it ahead to O'Brien. Whips it out to Simpson. De Silva shovels it in the corner for Hammond, and again a miss on a 3.
And that was a wide open look for the Buffaloes. They can ill afford to make a comeback and stay in this if they're not going to hit wide open shots. That was like Julian Hammond.
Switching hands, going to the right. And Simpson in a double figure.
You let Simpson get ahead of steam like that in the open court, and trying to stay in front of him is like trying to nail Jello to a tree. I mean, he is all over the place.
You ever try that?
I've had some friends try that after happy hour a couple times, and never had a whole lot of success. But my point being, he's hard to stay in front of.
Anthony, turnaround jumper is good.
And what a great game Marco Anthony is having. I was talking about earlier, he had 12 rebounds against the Buffaloes last year, 10 of those offensive. And the next time you see a guy get 10 offensive rebounds, you need to give him $1, because you are not going to see that very often.
There's Hammond on the pull-up. Got it.
Nice pull-up by Hammond.
Julian Hammond has got a neat legacy of basketball in Denver. You know, his grandfather, Julian Hammond, played for the Denver Rockets of the ABA back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Boy, I was a great ABA fan growing up in southern Indiana. I was right between the Louisville Colonels and the Indiana Pacers. Those were great ABA years.
Foul underneath, and the foul will be whistled on Colorado's Luke O'Brien. His first foul, and the third on the Buffaloes as a team.
Number 10, Marco Anthony.
Marco Anthony spent 2 seasons at Virginia, part of the national championship team, as Joe mentioned earlier. Utah State, and then came over to Utah.
This is his 6th year in college. He was on the Mountain West Conference all defensive team while he was playing for Craig Smith up there. You know, with this COVID year added to guys' careers, guys that redshirt set out before that came in. That's how you get to 6 years. Talk about guys NIL deals. Some of these guys may be getting Social Security before they get out of college.
Here's Hammond giving the ball to Ruffin. Loverings back in at the high post. Pass to O'Brien. Looking to get around Carlson. Dishes it back outside.
A great half-court defense so far by the Utes. 2 different times, help and recovery back to the guy. Remember how much trouble they were having guarding the ball. The dribble drive the first half, that was as good as you'll see anywhere in college basketball, that possession. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish it and gave up an offensive rebound.
Ruffin the lob for Lovering, and he's got 2.
Well, Lawson Lovering just drips with potential. He kind of gives you glimpses every once in a while. He had a terrific game against a very athletic USC team, 13 points, 14 rebounds.
Wooster short on that one, and the rebound missed by Cato. Well, Anthony comes up with the possession, and the Buffaloes are going to take it away.
Anthony looking for a foul there, but boy, he went up in a crowd with two hands, showing some of that strength I've been referring to.
There's Ruffin to the basket and scoring.
Nice finish.
It was a good first step, froze the defender.
Really was, really was. And that was a great finish because he kept his head up, his chin off his chest until that ball went all the way through the net. And that's how you become a good finisher. If you drop your head and anticipate contact, you're never going to be able to be a good finisher, and he was textbook on that.
Anthony spots up, missed the three, but there's Ben Carlson for the stick back.
Ben Carlson slipping in behind Julian Hammond there, and Julian Hammond really fell asleep at the switch and missed that block off.
Ben Carlson in the double figures now with 10.
Also coming off a pretty good game, 11 points, 5 rebounds, his fourth double-digit game of this season. Right now, it is all Utes up 12, spreading the wealth, hitting the glass. And here is Ben Carlson all over it. Utes up 12, protecting their home court.
Let's hear it one more time with the University of Utah Spirit team presented by doTERRA.
Utah's never trailed in this game, and they lead by 12 with 10:17 to go in the second half. It's been a big night for Marco Anthony, the guard. He's been all over the place.
Well, I think Marco Anthony is the heart and soul of this team. The veteran can score in a variety of ways. Left-handed, finishing there with his right hand, wide open in three, knocking it down. Sawmill strong around the basket. Nice turnaround, pirouette in the lane. He has 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and only 1 turnover. And as I say, I think he is the heart and soul of this Utah team.
De Silva out of the timeout with a basketball, trying a little hook. And the rim has not cooperated very well with Tristan De Silva in this game.
Well, that was great defense by Rollie Wooster at 6'4". A whole lot of defense is just staying between your man and the basket and making them try to score over you, and that's what Wooster did Colorado out with a little hard press now. They really came out and got after the Bears with this full court press last Saturday night. I'm surprised they haven't gone to it a little bit sooner.
Raleigh Worcester guarded by Wright. And Lovering comes out to get him. They double it, and right there on the cut, good for the dunk is Will Exact.
And that is exactly how you handle a double team. Rollie Worcester back dribbling out of that, looking across the court, back from where he came from, delivering that pass right to Will Exact Jr. for an easy slam.
Largest lead now for Utah at 14. They're trying to extend it. Worcester to the basket. And the finish by Keita. 16-point lead.
Great job by Keita. Follow every layup, even if you think it's going to be an easy one. And Keita comes away with an easy one. Utah on a big run, up 16.
Take it straight out. Yep, good. Good.
Rollie Worcester textbook handling this double team at half court, watching back dribble, give himself time and space, looking across the defense, right to the cutter, looking where he should cut, and Will Exact with an easy dunk. Boy, did Rollie Worcester handle that, like I say, like a textbook, like a veteran point guard should.
Good screen and the key by Keita as well. He was right on the where he was supposed to be.
Whether he did that on purpose or not, I don't know. But Will Exact by Worcester by back dribbling really kind of set that up and gave himself some time, gave everyone a chance to get to where they needed to. That was really, really good.
Well, Utah with the largest lead at 16. Colorado trying to find a way to dig into it. Da Silva with only 2 points in the game. The fewest number of points he scored in the game this year was in the first game against Grambling State on November 11th when he scored just 6. Right on the miss, Keita the rebound.
He's 1 of 9 and only 2 rebounds. Like I say, he has never really been engaged in this game. He missed a couple early, and he just never has found his rhythm.
Keita on the low block, looking for help, going back in. And he just put it up over Da Silva for 2.
How about that? Nice job by the freshmen, both freshmen, getting the last 2 buckets by the Utah. Those prize freshmen that Coach Smith is so high on.
8-0 run for Utah over the last minute 56. Lob inside, Lovering, Keita the steal. Keita had some good defensive positioning there.
You know, both he and Will Exact have gotten enough time as freshmen, and we're almost mid-February. You almost got to quit calling them freshmen now. They've been around enough to have a feel for what's going on.
Anthony still in the paint, and a foul is whistled just before the shot.
Well, Wright can't let him cut to that sweet spot in the paint there. He's got to keep him from getting to that sweet spot. Ethan Wright I'm talking about, because once Anthony gets it there, like I say, he's strong as a bull. 6'6", about 226 is what they got him listed.
So a timeout called on the floor. Utah up big here in the second half.
And it's time for the Larry H. Miller drive of the game. Check out this first half drive by Brandon Carlson with the slam.
That part of the game is brought to you by Larry H. Miller, driven by you.
Next Saturday on Fox, it's a special UConn basketball doubleheader. First at 11:30 Eastern, the men take the court as Adama Sanogo leads the 21st-ranked Huskies against Seton Hall. Then at 2:30, the 4th-ranked women take center stage as they battle the nation's leading scorer, Maddie Siegrist, and the 15th-ranked Villanova Cats. It's all next Saturday on Fox. Creighton beat the UConn men today by 3.
It's been upset Saturday across the nation. Huge upsets in the Pac-12, and looks like that has been the theme all day across several leagues.
13 points for Anthony. He'll stay on 13, at least for now. 62-44.
Anthony's season high is 16. He has 4 double-doubles. Boy, Mr. Perry. Utah shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3. They're holding the Buffaloes to 37% from the field.
And the foul will be whistled on Will Exact.
Will Exact looked like a freshman there. He moved his feet but couldn't keep from putting his hands out, and that was a very freshman-looking mistake there.
For more than 3 minutes now since the Colorado Buffaloes have recorded a point. Ruffin looking to change it as he goes to the hoop. Carlson blocked it, but a foul on Ruffin. And the foul will be whistled on Exact.
Exact really having a hard time guarding the dribble, and Ruffin just took him to task there. Carlson was coming to bail him out with that block, but Exact couldn't get out of trouble. How about this? Utah out-rebounding the Bucks. They got them doubled up now, 34-17, and I would have bet my mother-in-law's car keys that wouldn't happen in this game, as competitive as this has been.
When you look at what Colorado was, second in the Pac-12 in steals and offensive rebounds, 11.8 offensive rebounds a game on average. And really, the rebound game has not been there for them tonight.
No, it hasn't. They again, without De Silva having a good game, and they just never really kind of got in a rhythm. And of course, Utah had an awful lot to do with that. Nice move by Wooster, playing that double team again. Wooster at 6'4". I mean, you really got to come after him physically if you're going to double team.
Wooster got caught up a little bit with Clifford, and here's Colorado the other way. Just about down to the 7-minute mark. Rufford kicks it to the corner. Here's Clifford spotting up. Got a 3-ball lined up.
You gotta love the way he held that follow through on that. I think that is so important. That's how you finish your shot. He held that follow through all the way till that ball hit the rim.
Hey, Clifford out of Colorado Springs, Vanguard School. You know, this series between these two schools goes back to 1914, Joe. You might remember it. The first meeting, March 13th. Utah won that game 30-11 in Boulder.
They both came into the league at the same time in 2011, and there is Marco Anthony having himself a night tonight. Utah now back in, I think that's a 2-3 zone. They played one possession of it earlier and gave up an offensive rebound. Craig Smith now trying to protect that lead.
Just skipping through the lane was Simpson, and there to pick up the balance of it was De Silva. He's got 4 now.
Well, Utah's played 2 possessions of zone and given up 2 offensive rebounds, and I guarantee you that's one reason Craig Smith does not play a lot of zone. He is all about rebounding.
He just put his hands on his head when his team decided to slow things up. Wooster switching hands and scoring with the left.
Wooster having another solid game. Wooster was the player of the week in the league after his near double-double in their win over, or near triple-double in their win over Arizona earlier in the year. He had 12 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. And here's Wooster, who can come at you in a variety of ways, and at 6'4", 203 pounds, he comes at you in a lot of ways, but mainly in a physical way.
He's got 7 points now and the basketball with Nick Clifford guarding him. It's a high screen from Brandon Carlson.
Wooster just will not allow the bust to double team him. And again, at that size, 6'4", he has a chance to keep his head up and look over and kind of pick the defense apart.
5 seconds to shoot. Long on the dead on 3, and Simpson the long rebound.
Wooster not a great three-point shooter.
Hammond fouled. He'll be headed to the free throw line.
I said Wooster's not a great three-point shooter, about 27%, but I'll tell you what he is. More important than that, he is an 80% career free throw shooter, and that is exactly what you want out of your point guard.
Hammond shooting 78% from the stripe, knocks down the first one. Wright coming back in, also Jalen Gabbidon.
Both these teams go to Arizona and Arizona State next week. And they'll go home and play the Southern California schools, and they finish up by playing one another again over in Boulder.
With both Gabbidon and Wright coming in, both transfers from the Ivy League. You don't see that often where there's more than one transfer from an Ivy League school in one club, but that's the case here with Colorado.
Oh, both of them good players, too. Both of them have had great careers in the Ivy League. Talked about earlier, Gabbidon, the defensive player of the year at Yale, 2 times on NCAA teams there.
Anthony stopped at the free throw line. He'll back it out. Which might chew a little time here, but Wright got a little aggressive and commits the personal foul. That'll be the 3rd foul on Ethan Wright.
Wright, the other Ivy League transfer, made 119 three-point shots, which is 18th on the all-time list at Princeton. How about this for a storyline? His mother graduated from Princeton and was the 2nd all-time leading scorer for a long time for Princeton's women's team.
All in the family.
All in the family. That's some interesting dinner conversation.
Yeah.
What's for dinner, Mom? Make your own dinner. I'm the 2nd all-time leading scorer at Princeton.
That one well short, and Colorado comes up with a rebound.
That's what I used to call a DNDI. Did not draw iron by Carlson.
So Simpson with a bucket. And another whistle. It'll be a technical foul called here, it looks like.
Technical foul assessed to number 2, KJ Simpson. That'll be his 4th personal.
So KJ Simpson will be charged with a technical foul, and it'll count as a personal. So he now has 4 fouls.
I didn't see that. Did he? He made the basket, then had a little extracurricular activity, I guess, there.
And Lazar Stefanovic with the bucket.
It's a great finish there.
Looked like he yelled out "and one" at the end of the play. And so that whistle for a technical.
Stefanovic, the leading free throw shooter on this team. You don't see him miss a lot. He was 35 for 40 before this game at 87%. I didn't think he shot that one very well. He was falling off the line, backing up, not staying in his shot.
Simpson now sitting with 4. Ruffin back in off the bench. Colorado pressing, and Utah breaking the press. Wooster is bumped by Nick Clifford.
And that's exactly what you want to do to a press. Once you break that initial trap, you want to punish the defense and be aggressive to the basket, not bring it out and try to run your offense, but be aggressive to the basket. And Wooster, with that big strong body I referred to, took it right at the basket.
7th team foul for Colorado. Now the Utes in the bonus the rest of the way. Wooster does not earn the bonus.
As I've talked about what a reliable free throw shooter he was, 83% this year and an 80% career free throw shooter. Couldn't make that one go in.
What were your initials again? The
DNDI did not draw iron. That's 2 in about the last 90 seconds for Utah, but with a 12-point lead, all they got to do is be smart to get this quad 1 win.
Take a look at out-of-town scores presented by Ticket Starter. Think Starter, think Ticket Starter.
.12-point lead for the running Utes. In the hoodie there is Gabe Madsen, who had a high ankle sprain, leg injury, a couple of minutes into the Oregon game. And expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He is one of the weapons that Utah's missing right now. However, he is starting to make his way back. He was in the gym today. They're going to give him some test and see how he is. He seems to be progressing a little quicker than maybe they had hoped, but there's a possibility they could get him back before the end of the season.
Well, what he brings to the table, obviously, is three-point shooting. He has 56 made three-point shots, but he really makes the defense guard the perimeter and opens things up for big Branden Carlson. Really stretches that defense, and obviously they miss his 12 points a game too.
De Silva from the left elbow knocks it down. 6 points for De Silva.
Utah keeps jumping into that 2-3 zone, and so far they're 0 for 3 possessions of it. I like the thought there, but they're not getting a whole lot done with it.
Well, it seems like Colorado is able to find those spaces in the zone.
Well, De Silva, with that basketball intellect, he has got right to a crease on that.
Carlson missing, and Hammond comes down with a board. Hammond crosses over. That's a challenge going over Carlson there.
That is quite a challenge.
Wooster across the half-court stripe. We're coming down to 3 minutes remaining in regulation here.
Wooster's so strong with the ball. He leads the league in assist-to-turnover ratio, and he, like I say, is just so strong. That head constantly up, searching for where the next appropriate pass needs to be.
Carlson hits the deck, and Nate Clifford picks up the foul. Third for Clifford.
Tim Carlson 1 for 1 from the free throw line tonight so far. He's not made a three-point shot. He's, in fact, he has really struggled from the three-point line in the last 3 games.
He's the Pac-12 Player of the Week for the week of the 23rd of January.
You know, he was second team all-league, which is quite an accomplishment in itself. But what he went through last year, he had a really bad sprained ankle. He had COVID. He had an appendectomy. I mean, he had more ailments than Heinz got pickles, and still ended up being second team all Pac-12.
The teams will get a chance to talk it over here. 12-point lead. Utah's biggest lead of the night, 18. And it doesn't get much easier. Thursday, take on Arizona. In Arizona State, the Arizonas will be in here. And then UCLA on the 23rd, followed by USC a couple of days later. They'll finish up on the 4th of March in Boulder.
Well, great opportunity, tough schedule, but a great opportunity for both these teams to build that NCAA resume. All of those are going to be quad 1 games, which is now very popular language in the NCAA selection process. Quad 1, quad 2, quad 3.
Thursday they'll be at Arizona. They got to be out of here that week because the NBA All-Star Game takes over Salt Lake City, and there's a number of events that are going to happen in this building.
Yes, that's going to be quite the weekend here. Salt Lake will do a great job of presenting itself, I'm sure, for that weekend.
Simpson to De Silva, three-pointer blocked. Wally Wooster defending the three.
Excuse me, Tim, that was that flare screen you were talking about there that Utah worked so hard to defend in the shoot-around today. That kind of funny angled screen, and there's a reason De Silva has not got on track. Utah has done a great job of guarding him.
Carlson throws it out to Ben Carlson. Hit iron, but too short.
Ben Carlson's last 2 3-point attempts, I said after his last one, that's been a while ago, I didn't think he was set. I thought he was drifting right on both of his last 2. Now he's coming off a very good 3-point shooting night where he went 3 for 4 last Saturday.
And kicks it back outside, and it's Ruffin with 7 seconds to shoot. Around the rim and out, and Ruffin went down hard on the baseline. And he's limping back down the floor.
Pretty good job of Carlson there. Ben Carlson guarding the dribble drive. Although Ruffin got right to the rim and not being able to complete it. Carlson, that was a little bit of a mismatch size-wise. Carlson showing a little lateral quickness in defending that.
Here's Carlson kicking it back out. Stefanovic tipped right into the hands of O'Brien.
Good effort by Ben Carlson there, getting to the glass, tipping it, but he unfortunately tipped it to O'Brien.
Again, Worcester defended. Took the shot right out of O'Brien's hand. Colorado, a bit of a scoring drought last 2.5 minutes with nothing.
I kind of predicted this game wouldn't get above 65, but it has got to 69. Look at Worcester here at that 6'4", big, strong body. Great effort there. And then a steal by Stefanovic, and Utah just continues to guard Colorado at the half-court situation.
Utah's 11-3 at home. And they're about 1:09 away from their 10th Pac-12 win, with USC losing today. Utah's upward bound in the standings.
Right now they have held Colorado to 38.6% from the field. That's right about what Colorado has averaged on the road. They've got kind of an interesting stat. They shoot 47% at home and 40 on the road. If they've lost their last 5 road games, this is going to be 6. 1 and 8 on the road are these young buffs, and they are young. They've got some really good young players, and De Silva, just amazing how he has not been much of a factor tonight.
Well, the Buffaloes feel really excited about the future, too. They think it's really bright with the recruiting class they've got coming in. I think next year's going to be a very good year. They're not putting the cap on this year by any stretch of the imagination. They still have a number of opportunities to get victories, plus the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas.
Well, if they can get to a couple more wins, I think they'll get to postseason. It's probably not going to be to the NCAA, but they got a great shot at the NIT or CBA. I think, again, they're destined to get to postseason.
And for the Buffs, they're the travel partners of Utah, so the schedules are similar. The same teams they'll play as Utah down the stretch, just in a different order. So they go down and take on Arizona State, then Arizona. Go to Southern California for 2, and then finish up at home against Utah. Actually, those games are not in Southern California. The USC, UCLA games are in Boulder. So they'll finish with 3 at home.
Unless something absolutely crazy happens, this will halt the Buffalo's 3-game winning streak over Utah. Now look, a little trickery here against this press.
Well, the Buffs have won 5 of the last 7 in Salt Lake. And if that's on Worcester, he's out.
That was a travel on Worcester, and the Buffs got exactly what they wanted. A self-inflicted turnover there against the Utes.
O'Brien missing the 3, and the loose ball picked up by KJ Simpson. Missed the lane. Ben Carlson has it, and Nate Clifford fouls it.
Nice 2-hand rebound by Ben Carlson up in the crowd. All good rebounders go up with 2 hands like Ben Carlson did. Ben Carlson has a very dubious distinction, Tim. He has 2 games that he's got to double-digit rebounds but not scored in any game. That hadn't happened in 26 years in the Pac-12. He had an 11-rebound game where he didn't score, and then a 10-rebound game where he didn't score. That's a little bit like telling your wife you look a lot younger since you gained all that weight. You know, you don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, I'll take double-digit rebounds anytime.
I know you've never tried that.
No, you met my wife.
Yes,
you know
I
I've not said that.
Long down to O'Brien, and he hits the stanchion pretty hard after the play.
Well, he went hard too.
That is on Worcester. He is out of the game now with 52 and 7/10 seconds to go.
Well, I got to apologize to our Pac-12 fans twice early in the game. I said Pac-10, and I don't know if I'm showing my age or being futuristic, because it was the Pac-10, and it looks like it's going to be the Pac-10 again here for too long.
Well, we'll see how that all shakes out. Wooster to the bench. He's had a decent night at the office for
Yes,
the
he has.
Utes.
Yes, he has. Outstanding point guard.
Bryan fills that one up. They've been scoring from the line recently, at least somewhat. But as far as field goals, Utah's 0 for their last 6. Colorado's 0 for their last 5. And Anthony's foul. Julian Hammond whistled for the foul for Colorado.
Anthony having an outstanding game. 15 points, 8 rebounds. He has 4 double-doubles this year.
And knocks that one down. So, well, Tad Boyle's teams that he's had at Colorado, he's had some tremendous talent. 27 players have gone on to playing professionally. 15 currently are playing in the pro ranks. He's had 7 NBA draft picks in 11 years, including 3 of them in the first round.
Well, the success he's had there is unprecedented. The winningest coach in the history of the program, and one of the best, most honest, upright guys you're going to find in college basketball coaching.
Bryan gets the roll. That stops the clock. 34.5 seconds to go. Makes it still 11 points at 73-62.
One thing you got to say about this game, both teams have played very, very hard, which I never doubted would happen coming into this game. Both these guys would demand to compete at a very high level, regardless of where you're playing, where you're in the standings. Utah coming off a 20-loss season has certainly turned things around here. Tad Boyle, again, the winningest coach at the University of Colorado, postseason 10 times, 5 NCAA bids, 9 20-win seasons. I mean, what he's done there, again, is just unprecedented.
So the Utes have not had a field goal in the last 5 minutes plus. Now, keep in mind, their shooting percentage is almost 50%, 49.1. But when they shoot 47% or better, they're 7-0 this year.
Well, they were coming off a horrendous run in the last 3 games, only shooting 34.8%. And they lost 2 of the last 3. It's nice to see them kind of find their groove offensively here tonight.
Going to wind it down. 3-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Long pass to Exact. And the Utah Utes are going to hold serve on their home court. Colorado will get another opportunity at him on the 4th of March in Boulder. So with 4 seconds to go, Colorado can put the ball in play. And Utah will wrap up the first round of this 2-round battle. Simpson doesn't get it to go, and that is the ball game. It's Craig Smith gets another victory. Craig Smith now 28-29, one away from 500 as the head coach at Utah.